Well, having convinced poor Jeff Flake to order a week-long FBI investigation of Judge Brett Kavanaugh, that happened after someone screamed at him in an elevator, which is how our democracy works now. Democrats are now trying to dictate the scope of the investigation as if they're in charge of Congress, which, thanks to Jeff Flake, functionally they are. In a letter released today, 10 Democrats in the Senate Judiciary Committee have called for the Bureau to investigate all 3 allegations against Kavanaugh, including Julie Swetnick's fantasy about gang rape. Their letter also lists 24 people they would like interviewed at a bare minimum about their allegations. Jonathan Turley is a professor at Georgetown University Law School, and he joins us tonight. Professor, thanks for coming on. So, are we right to feel a little bit misled when Democrats in public told us just on Friday, it's now Monday, so it's 3 days later, that they wanted just Christine Ford's allegations investigated for a week, and now the goalposts are so far down the field we can't see them? Should we feel like we've been lied to?
Well, I think that the least convincing part of the Democratic case is that this was not being manipulated in terms of its timing. I think most people believe that these allegations were held to the last minute, right before a vote, and I think there's some legitimate criticism for that. And also, I think one can anticipate that 1 week is not going to satisfy many of the critics. The fact is that most of these statements, if not all of them, were previously given to the committee. They're unlikely to change. And so the outcome of this investigation is unlikely to change many minds. And we're going to get to a point where we have to make a decision. If senators feel that the record is insufficient, they have a reason, I suppose, to vote on that basis. But to keep this open indefinitely is going to do, I think, an injustice to the nominee and to the process. So we have to come to some conclusion.
So Julie Swetnick's claims that there was a series of at least 10 gang rapes that took place in public of children sometime in the early 1980s outside Washington. No one's ever heard this before. It's never been alleged before. Do you think this rises to the level of credibility that would spur an FBI investigation almost 40 years later?
It sounds like the FBI is not going to investigate that allegation. Part of the concern for many people is that this is an extraordinary allegation with no one going to the police previously or any accounts being published as to what occurred. And for that reason, I think that the FBI is focusing on the earlier 2 allegations.
Huh. Do you expect that Republicans will be able to reassert control over this process, since I think they do run the United States Senate? Could they say, you know, it's been enough time, Mark Judge has been interviewed again under oath, we're done? Can they do that?
Of course they can, and it does appear that McConnell is going to push this through. He insists that there's going to be a vote this week. The timing is a little bit curious because the FBI was given a full week. That would end on Friday. Presumably a lot of material would be given to the Senate on Friday. So it's not quite clear how the logistics are going to happen for the FBI to be concluded on Friday, presumably, and also have the vote on Friday.
Okay. Professor Shirley, thanks very much. It's great to talk to you.
Thank you. See you, Tucker.